All right, here at Cars and Coffee, 8 a.m. Of course, it's full. We are blessed with beautiful weather and beautiful cars as always. You guys got to come out here. We're going to do a little bit of walking and talking, see where some of these people are coming from. Cars are coming from all over the places. Our beautiful car show. All right, I see this beautiful Austin Healey. Let's go find out who owns this thing. And your name is?
My name is Gene.
Gene, all right. You got to tell me something about this beautiful ride that you got.
Well, this is a 1956 100M Le Mans, so it's very rare. A little over 200 of them in the world, and it was built for Le Mans specifications. And it was restored by probably one of the top restorers in the country, Lynn Martin, out of Idaho.
Oh, the thing is just stunning. And you came to the car show today. Where's home for you?
Home is Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Minneapolis, and you are here all the way in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin.
Yes, we come here, you know, every July. The Elkhart has the largest vintage sports car race event in the country. So we've been coming every single year for the last 37 years.
Oh, yeah.
And my dad and his brother came in the 50s to these races. And now my brother and I, my son-in-law, my daughter, my grandson, it's a family event every July. And every July we come, we bring a British car like this, and we show it in the Saturday night concourse. And now this time, this is the fall vintage program.
Yes.
So we came here because there's the Austin Healey Conclave this week.
Yes.
250 Austin Healeys are coming in from all over the world, including Europe. And so we brought this.
And you got to have one of the stars of the show.
Yes.
In the group of Austin Healeys, you have got to be one of, and I got to tell you something else. Little side note. I love your helmet. Your helmet is so cool looking.
That's my trademark.
Is that right?
Trademark. Every time I display a car or motorcycle, I've been collecting both since high school.
You got to pop it up and show the camera this thing because I love that thing. I love the goggles. I love the helmet. I love. Come on.
We always display.
You got the gloves and the scarf. Oh,
helmet.
You are really living the dream, but really hammering it home with the whole vintage thing.
Yes. Well, Elkhart Lake to us is a very magical place. It really is. We love this town. We've come for 37 years. We've gotten to know a lot of people, great people here in Elkhart Lake. This is a piece of heaven. And what Tom and Jim and these guys have done here is there's nothing like it. In fact, one more quick story. I met a guy from California. He had trailered in a car last year for the show. And I said, you know, I'm from the Midwest, so I'm a little naive. But I've heard rumors there are shows in California. Why would you come? Why would you trailer a car all the way from California to Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin for a show, 4-hour show?
Yeah.
He said, there's nothing in California like this. And that said it all.
That is such an awesome testimonial because I run the videos here as far as interviewing people and such. And we want to find out where people are coming from, and you're saying people as far away from California come here just for that.
Much further. In July, I meet a guy that comes every year from Paris, France. He flies to Winnipeg, and he and his buddies then drive Triumph cars from Winnipeg to here every July.
See, that's so.
And he has a condo here in town.
Oh yeah.
And another couple we meet every year. We see him from Germany.
Really?
So people coming in from all over the world.
In our last car show, we had a guy by the name of Derek Drinkwater who literally shipped his car from England over to Florida, drove the racetrack down there, drove out to California racetrack there, came here to run the racetrack, spent some time here with us, enjoyed our last Cars and Coffee, and I'm telling you, it's just amazing. Car people are just awesome, and it's such a passion. And like right on there, Throttlestop, driven by passion. It really is a true thing. And we're so happy to see your car here today, Gene. And again, just thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for putting this on.
Yes. All right, so now we got to talk to our good friend who showed up here. His name is Arnie the Farmer Beswick. For those of you guys that don't know, this guy was the ultimate Pontiac drag racer from the 1960s. He carried the torch when Pontiac was not carrying the torch for Pontiac because GM banned racing in 1963, yet you raced Pontiacs all through the 60s and even into the 90s. Is that correct?
And into the 2000s.
Oh, and into the 2000s.
Certainly.
Absolutely. I really want to know a little bit about all the stuff you brought here today, some of your memorabilia, but I'm really excited to hear about this beautiful 1970 GTO Judge that you brought. So let's go over and take a glance at it. You can tell me a little bit about it.
Okay. Well, naturally, we did a little changing on the car after I had it all those years. So I had it repainted, put a different motor in it, quite a bit bigger motor.
So when you say bigger motor, what kind of engine's in there?
It's a Pontiac engine with a 1/4-inch stroke steel crank. Because I figured the people that might buy the car will probably go out and run it pretty hard. So I made sure it had all good parts in it. The parts that Pontiac put in it from the factory, the stock rods and camshaft, just a plain old hydraulic camshaft, they'll take a lot of beating, but they won't take the beating that these aftermarket camshafts with roller lifters and various good valve springs and valves and things like that. So the motor that's in the car has special steel rods, a special steel crank.
That's good
special
stuff. Yeah.
Valve springs, and Edelbrock aluminum heads. It's a kick butt motor, and it really gives you a ride if you hit the foot feed with this thing.
Okay, and is the car an automatic or a 4-speed?
The car come as a 4-speed, and I kept the 4-speed.
Oh, great. And so what color is this? Because I know this is not a factory color.
No, this is a kind of a special red that was introduced here a year or so ago, and the minute I seen it, I was always going to paint it the original color, come as kind of a dark gray, bluish gray is what the car come with. Okay. And when I seen this color, I said this is what I had to have.
Yeah. So I get it.
It really gets a lot of attention.
I love the Rally 2s that are oversized. These are what, 17-inch?
17-inch tires and wheels, yes, sir.
And instead of it saying the Judge, it actually says the Farmer.
That was kind of the body shop's idea. A couple of the guys that work there were big fans of mine for many, many, many years. And of course, they also, in our area, everybody is, even some way or another, involved with farming. And of course, being as I was born and raised on the farm and still on the same farm I was born and raised at, they said, you got to keep that word farmer on that car.
Yeah.
So that's why they put the farmer decal on it.
And so the car was originally built as a Ram Air 3 or Ram Air 4 car?
It was ordered as a Ram Air 4. Unfortunately, Pontiac kept putting, because the Ram Air 4 heads were very, very scarce, and they wanted to always sell them when those heads were available to buyers that was going to actually race the car. Well, I told them that I would not be racing the car, but I had to have Ram Air 4 heads. So that's another reason I didn't get the car when I thought I was going to get it.
No, and Ram Air 3 is 366 horsepower. Ram Air 4 is 370, for those that don't know. So it's just a little bit, but those round ports are just so cool in Pontiac land, and it's so we're so glad to see you out here today. I know we have some more interviews to get to. We love chatting with you. We're going to talk to you a little bit more later on. Enjoy all the people and the fans that are here to see you today, and thanks again for stopping out.
Thank you for the invite, and thank you for all the people that stopped by and wish me well. I really appreciate it.
All right, Arnie, thank you. All right, and your name is?
Ken Schneider.
Ken Schneider. All right, I see the cool Indian motorcycle shirt on.
Thank you.
And I'm assuming this is your bike here?
Yes, it is.
And you gotta tell me something about it because the thing looks amazing.
It's actually a 1920 large valve Power Plus Indian. It's quite modified. It was the fastest motorcycle in 1920.
Now hang on a second. When you say it was the fastest, does that mean like board track racing or like flat out just miles per hour? Or?
Pretty much everything. They broke many records. If you look up any Indian history, 1920, that Power Plus engine broke a lot of records. Topped 100 miles an hour on the board tracks. It's 1,000 cc, 20 horsepower, and I shouldn't even say the 20 horsepower part because it puts out more than that. But they broke a lot of records in 20, and I actually have a friend that the cops clocked him on the freeway at 92 miles an hour on one like that. So I can cruise 50, 55 all day.
Really? And you know what? So again, what's the year of this?
1920.
1920. So, and we're in 2024. So it's 104 years old.
Yes.
I can't imagine that it's basically still looks a lot like a bicycle.
Lot like a bicycle. I put 7,000 miles on this one in the last 10 years. In fact, in the last month, I put 300 miles on it. Performs well, very dependable, pretty stiff ride.
I love the original paint look and the patina and all the whole vibe of the bike. It just it's very original.
Yes, I made it to look like a racer. I kept the valve train open so you can see the valves moving. The race engines had the valve train open so it was easier to set the valves quicker.
The next question I got for you, any chance we could get you to start it?
Absolutely.
I'll hold on to your coffee.
We'll make an attempt.
All right. That thing purrs perfectly. That just idles great. What an absolute piece of history. Thing sounds amazing.
Thank you. Very powerful.
And your name is?
Randy Leonard.
Randy, I'm Mike with the Throttlestop. You gotta tell me something about this thing. I'd love it.
Well, I bought it in Seattle about 11 years ago when I was working for Boeing up there, and then I came back down to Southern California at Edwards Air Force Base. I had it there for a while. And when I retired, I came back to Wisconsin and brought it back.
And whereabouts is home for you?
Cedar Lake.
Cedar Lake.
Yeah.
All right, so not too far away.
No, not too far. Just had the car at the Ferrari Club of America annual event. It scored a Platino Award.
Oh.
So happy with that. So it's a 2001 360 Modena. The paint is Rosa Fiorano.
Rosa Fiorano.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
Fiorano is the Ferrari track at the factory.
Oh, okay.
So
I am learning on my Ferrari stuff. I just love the fit, finish, look, design, aesthetics, beauty. All those words that are wrapped into one is a Ferrari. Everybody wants to copy and be as good as Ferrari. It's for a reason. When you see the fit, finish, and beauty of the vehicles, they're just awesome.
yeah, it's got the body colored matching piping on the seats. Ferrari spends a lot of time on detail.
I believe that is what they are known for. It's, you know, then we have a new Corvette going by. The Corvette is almost a knockoff of what the newer Ferraris look like. Obviously about a third of the cost.
Yeah.
But man, the Ferrari just looks amazing. And so what is the engine and horsepower of this one?
So it's a 360, so it's 3.6 liter V8, dual overhead cam, 5 valves per cylinder.
5 valves?
5.
Wow.
And 400 horsepower. So 400 horsepower, normally aspirate 3.6 liters.
And do you normally come to the car shows here?
Yeah, pretty much. I think this may be only my second or third event, actually. But yeah, and it's becoming more routine, yes.
Oh, and what do you think of the event?
Oh, it's great. This is the best event in the area, period.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's all makes, all models. You can, you know, it's not just concentrating on one brand. It's everything.
It is. I always say it's just such a eclectic mix of stuff.
Yeah.
You get things from the 20s to the Cybertruck, brand new thing, and you get everything in between.
Yeah.
Muscle cars and imports and everything. Well, we're so happy to see your Ferrari. Thank you for chatting about it. All right, so I'm standing here with, and your name is?
Chuck DeGoro.
Chuck, you got this beautiful Malibu. What year is it?
1980.
1980, and it looks pretty serious. It's you just use it just to run errands in, or what do you?
Just show car, 100% show.
100% show car.
I used to race it once upon a time. That's my 5th motor, so if that tells you anything.
Yeah, no, I've blown up a few motors myself racing. And so when it was a race car, what kind of ETs were you running with it?
8.3.
8.3 and a quarter.
172 miles an hour.
Wow, that's amazing. So I'm assuming the whole chassis, and that's a small tire to be running that quick on.
Yep. Small tire. That's what I like. It's
So is that a 28 and a half or something?
No, it's 11 and a half.
Oh,
small tire.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
I see. So the drivetrain combo you have in here now is what?
It's a turbo 400, and then I got a 3.5 custom drive shaft, and then I got wheelwood brakes in the rear, and then I have it's a 38 spline. It's a Dana 60 38 spline.
Oh, okay. So the Mopar rear end, turbo 400 trans, probably reverse valve body in it.
Yep.
And the engine itself
The engine's a 383 stroker.
Small block.
It was built by SPR on Port Washington.
And what do they do for that stroker? Do they put a 400 style crank in a 350 block?
Yep. And then I'm running a 2-stage 300 shop NOS and water methanol injection. Wow. And then on top of that, I don't have a distributor, so I'm running a computer. It's a electromotive. So the wires on the box on the firewall is my electromotive. And then I made my own zoomies. Instead of having the zoomies coming out the side, I have them come up through the top of the hood.
Which not only look amazing, I imagine that sounds amazing. Any chance we can get you to fire it up?
Yeah, it's not as loud as I want to be. I mean, nothing's ever as loud as I want to be. Where it becomes loud is when I'm driving down the road and I do a quick spurt. That's when it's loud.
Really? That's when it barks at you?
That's when it barks.
Oh, yeah, and throws flames out at night.
Yeah, pretty much so, yeah. Yep.
Well, yeah, I'd love to hear you start it if you wouldn't mind.
All right.
The paint on that is just awesome. What a cool theme. 1980 Chevy Malibu. I guess it's called Bad Intentions according to the license plate. It's gonna be a fire-breathing drag, and I know I'm standing right in front of it. Thank you so much. That thing's awesome. All right, so I see you guys are leaving. I was wanting to come over and talk to you. I love Mustangs. Tell me something about this one.
Yeah, it's 13 GT500. Just got it this summer.
And manual transmission, like they all are, right?
Yep.
And it's supercharged?
Yep.
And you play with it a little bit?
Yeah, On off-road.
Off-road,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
never on the highway or
No,
public roads. Anytime at the Drake Strip with it?
Not yet, no.
Okay. And what are they supposed to run at the Drake Strip?
11.5, something
Oh,
like
that's
that.
pretty fast. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Well, I'm so glad to see your car. Thank you for giving me a couple quick little seconds here. And you guys come up for the shows much?
Yeah, I've made everyone this year.
Everyone. And where's home for you guys?
West Bend.
West Bend. So, okay, you got a little bit of a jaunt.
Yep.
Well, enjoy the drive back. Thanks so much for coming up.
Thank you.
All right, so I saw this beautiful Corvair. And you are?
Dennis Pletz
Dennis.
from Sheboygan.
All right. You got to tell me something about it. What year is it?
So it's a 68.
68.
It's the second last year they made Corvairs.
Oh,
The
okay.
final model was 69. 68 they made 1,300 convertibles.
Wow, the thing looks great. Love the red color.
Yeah.
I love the,
The rims and tires make it.
God, it just looks so aggressive. I know that Ralph Nader was the one that supposedly killed off the Corvair because he said it was too dangerous to drive. You drive it all the time.
Yeah, he didn't like the swing arm suspension in the rear. It kind of was like the Volkswagen. So if you went at high speed and you turned the wheel back and forth, there's a chance you could roll the car because an axle would fold.
Oh. So when you got the car, was it already done?
I bought the car 5 weeks ago.
5 weeks ago. So it had the torque thrust on there
Yep,
already?
Everything. The only thing I added was a rear view mirror on the passenger door.
Oh, all
That's
right.
it. And a center console because you need a cup holder.
You got to have a cup holder for that soda. So the engine for most cars are in the front. This one's in the
rear.
In the rear.
It's the first U.S. mass-produced rear-engine air-cooled vehicle.
And so that's a flat 4?
Flat 6.
Flat 6.
It
Okay.
came in 110 horse, which is what I have. It's got 2 single-barrel carbs. You could order with 140 horse, which is 4 single-barrel carbs. And then you
Wow.
could get the 180 horse, which is 4 single-barrel carbs and a turbo. It's also the first car that came U.S. car with a turbo.
Really? Wow. Well,
They basically started it air-cooled to compete with the Volkswagen.
right. Yep. It's kind of the same kind of
And it's
layout, I guess.
It's a unibody construction, so there's no frame. It's got a huge trunk, or as they call it, a frunk.
A frunk?
Because it's in the front.
Yes. Okay.
You can fit 2 people in there. It's an automatic, and it's got a power top. Those are basically the options.
And now, do you have other cars as well?
I used to have a 58 Impala that I restored. I had that car for 32
Oh,
years.
beautiful car.
Basically got to the point where it was going to need more work, and I decided to sell it, and the guy bought it and shipped it to Sweden.
Oh, wow.
So then we had a little Saturn Sky convertible,
Yeah.
and
Just like the Pontiac Solstice.
yeah, but I always call that the good-looking twin sister. The Sky had more chrome, and we ended up getting rid of that and buying this.
Well, again, very cool Corvair. Thank you so much for sharing
You
it.
got her, thank you.
Hey, even though the show's not fully over, we are really going to be wrapping up the season of our car shows. 2024 is coming to a close, coming to a wrap. If you didn't make it out here, you got to come next year. As always, we have car storage as well. Come out, stop out, say hi. The building's open. Again, I'm Mike from the Throttlestop. We are driven by passion.